Well, there should certainly be investigations. And I think even if one tries to cast this in the best imaginable light and presumes there's nothing illegal here, unseemly is the word that you used yesterday. I'm not sure that there's a better one to describe it. The fact that the president gives this explanation when asked about this directly, oh, I've got so much money, it's in the market, it's in a blind trust. No, the bulk of this money appears to come from the sale of cryptocurrency coins. We know that there are foreign governments and foreign actors who bought these coins in order to get the opportunity to sit down with the president. They are purchasing access to the administration.
And just to explain,
I have some personal investment in this. My mother arrived in this country on a visa around 1920, was very much pregnant with me at the time. And I am a citizen of this country. I've built businesses here. I love this country profoundly. I think immigrants have a way of revitalizing the kind of commitment to the original tradition of this country in many respects. I think it is utterly reasonable for people to have serious concerns about immigrations. I think plenty of people have grave concerns about illegal immigration. Perhaps some of that has been overemphasized in the past. But in the current moment, I think the administration, and I think you're correct in a certain respect, the administration has made a particular effort to simply eradicate birthright citizenship, as though people coming from abroad, having children here, who are here legally or even illegally, having children here and then building lives for themselves degrades the citizenry of people who are otherwise naturalized, who've perhaps been here for generations.
That's actually the language that they've used. I want Peter.
Even going to, what if he continued to use it personally afterwards? I suppose that would be a challenge.
Are we really giving him the benefit of the doubt?
I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm saying I don't know the future.
Okay.
That would be disconcerting.
This is about him.
Look,
and
earlier,
listen, he complained that the other planes were too old and he couldn't wait.
I guess
okay, I mean, look, Donald Trump insulting Americans about, well, we could never do this. We could never build a plane like that. And then he's like,
wait, what do you mean that's not what
that's
he
not
said?
what he said. He said
he
we
did.
would not spend the kind of money that they spent to build a plane like this.
That's also
very
because
different.
we appropriate billions of dollars for the new Air Force Ones that are being built by Boeing in America.
Can I also, Camille, can I also put another part of this on the table that maybe you might appreciate? One of the reasons that Americans don't build palaces in the sky for their presidents is because presidents work for the citizenry. They're not emirs. They're not, they're not kings.
No,
they don't get a palace. We don't pay for a palace because you're a president, not a king. So there is a real reason why there is a degree of modesty in the White House, in Air Force One. And Trump seems to absolutely hate that.
Sure, I will grant all of that. And I'm not suggesting that this is totally above board and I'm completely fine with it. But the parts of it that don't bother me, if it's foreign money, foreign direct investment, buying things from abroad and getting them cheaper, retrofitting the plane, that doesn't bother me because it isn't nearly the same level of corruption as what we were talking about earlier, or the spending.
Capitalism is corrupt. That's why socialism is rising in politics.
Well, under this administration, I get it.
It's a popular viewpoint these days in the Democratic Party.
Camille, you're laughing, but I mean, isn't it a legit issue that when people see capitalism being weaponized to enrich politicians and oligarchs, that they might get skeptical of it?
I can understand that. If they would actually read a couple of books, they might appreciate the extraordinary body count that socialism has managed to rack up, which is the reason why people imagine saying democratic socialism makes it fundamentally different.
But let's not say Camille is sporting some nice glasses tonight, says another viewer.
That's because my vision is deteriorating, but I'm glad that I can still be fetching. So,
But no hat tonight. No hat.
No hat.
Compliments all around.